What is up, guys? It's been a while since we posted. Got another project here. Probably gonna turn into a little series, but check this thing out. Honda Accord 87, 86. You know, one of those body styles. But his name's Patrick. Some people call him Static. But he's got this thing, and he wants to K-swap it. So brought it over here to the old car wash real quick. Gonna clean this thing off before we take it to the garage. It's been sitting for a very long time. So there's currently no swap or anything in it. So we're gonna clean it up and get it back to the house. All right, back from the car wash. Got this thing pulled into the garage here. Got the hood pulled off real quick. Just gonna go through and pull out all the unnecessary stuff. Like I said previously, this is getting a K24. So I'm gonna pull the battery tray out. I'm gonna pull this mess of a vacuum solenoid, vacuum line. Just go through and all the power steering stuff's come out. It is staying power steering though, so we need to maintain a bunch of that, but someone's bypassed or looped the cooler, but the cooler's still here, so we're gonna pull all that out, pull the condenser out. It is keeping AC, so need to be able to maintain filter dryer and some of the lines and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and the subframe, front subframe's coming off because we're gonna do a custom traction bar for it. So I guess let's get started on this thing. Why did I pull this out of the passenger side and this is the driver's side?
Why are you gonna ask this question? Sure, you know the part.
Why is there a lifter in here? There's a Chevy lifter in here.
You have created the smell in here, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. What can I say except
Ooh,
you're welcome?
1987 sticky shift knob. There's actually a 4-speed shift knob in there too.
What about this lifter? Should we keep it?
Why is that in there?
Spacer? For the crash bar that's all pushed in?
Was it just crammed behind it?
I think that's why it had long bolts. We used a lifter for a spacer.
Is that door unlocked?
I don't know.
Devin just pulled a homeless camp out of the trunk. You might be able to shoot some video of the inside of the car in a minute. It's actually super clean for
You're gonna convince yourself, or?
And when was the last time you saw a 1987 Honda with tan interior that wasn't black? Just from dirt and or somebody spray painting it.
Got it.
What the fuck is that?
You see yours? It's copper.
Wow. I mean, I guess we're getting all custom stuff anyway, right?
No, these are upgrades, yes.
Oh.
They expired 2012. That's very fine. Sure, you never know, like, maybe crazy. Next step. What the steps?
A lot of this stuff is brand new AC. Hey bro, check it out.
Condenser?
Went through those lines you just cut out.
No, I haven't cut out. I'm definitely keeping a lot of them.
I'm just gonna let you cut on anything now. I'm not sure what you're going after.
I mean,
Clutch and throttle cables and things.
I think this went to a good detail. This interior, I think, pretty okay.
I feel this decently. want to. Go right by your dick.
Alright, like it.
Like this. Like, I really want to clean all this. Didn't you just watch this?
Yeah. But we never really agitated.
There's a bunch of stuff in there too.
Yes. Maybe put it back on the trailer.
That clutch cable should pull out.
That was good at that.
The throttle cable is hooked up differently than I'm used to, so I need some light down there.
Wait. You're still stuck in something. The cable is.
I can't see anything down there. It's everything by braille.
You want a light?
It doesn't matter. I can't get my head back under the dashboard. Pull it.
Got it.
Trash?
No, you can throw it out there for now. Here, take this with it.
Oh, there's another one of those too.
Oh, wow.
So main relay, main jumper, harness ground.
Resistor box.
Resistor box. Oh, yes.
Same thing.
Okay. This has got some funky hook to the pedal scenario.
For
Gas pedal.
the twaddle?
It doesn't, just by blindly feeling it, doesn't feel like E, F, E, G, K kind of stuff does.
Do you want to get the hatch on the
Throttle
trailer?
cable's out.
While you're down there,
Yeah.
help me with the speedo cable.
Go to the bottom.
Never mind, I got it.
Got it.
Devin, can you hand me 17? You pull this
Nut. Yeah.
off the fuel.
Yep. 17 big chungus.
And the longer that, I just whatever I need to get to that. So maybe a
Yeah, I see what you're up to. Where's big chungus at? Because I know it usually hits that quick enough to.
right there, hanging up.
Oh,
I tried to clean
It's,
it this morning.
it's actually put away for a change.
That's a rarity.
It's the last place you look for it.
And then originally I was thinking about just pulling a condenser, but then like cool, pulling this will definitely help us get. You know the motor's gonna have to come in and out a handful of times.
Right.
Like,
It'll give us access to the wiring under the intake manifold.
I personally don't think that this is sturdy.
Okay.
It's pretty easy.
Thoughts? I mean, it might not even be in the right spot. Is it easier to just pull the spot welds out, lop it off, and build a new one?
It might be. We need to mock the motor. We need to get that out and mock the motor up.
Sure. Did we clean anything?
Apparently not. Apparently we just sat there just fucking.
We were there for like 20 minutes, and Devin's like, "It's good, it's good," and then just kept kind of going back over it and over
I
it.
mean, when it was all wet, like it looked like it was really clean, but apparently no, we did absolutely nothing. I mean, you want to get the blower?
This car's prehistoric. You're wasting time.
Okay.
Yes. Alright.
Just watch your
Okay.
eyes.
Let me call him.
Watch your
what?
eyes.
Now you did it.
Oh. Not the superior image, not team special.
I'm gonna leave the filter there so we can do little clearances around that.
That's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need to get close to it.
I was gonna say, do we need a shield like Caleb's car did? Sir, did you just find a turpentine? Ooh, man, that's bad.
Ooh. You smell that?
I think the gas tank just farted.
Chef's
We're
kiss.
gonna have to pull a tank.
Nah.
Nah, this. The only
We just run multiple filters.
It's just 1 gallon of gas.
Filter on the filter on
Yeah.
the filter.
On the rust.
Your swap comes with 7 filters. Just change them regularly.
Every day
Once a week.
for the next 4 years.
No, you're probably right. You're probably gonna drop the tank. I don't know anything about this gas tank.
Something else to talk about.
Does it come out like an
What
EF?
fuel pump's putting in it?
Oh, that's cool. Well, and if it's like an EF, you have to drop the tank to get the pump anyway.
Okay.
I've never looked. Right.
Oh,
Yeah. This looks exactly like an EF tank. At least from underneath.
What's exactly like what?
We just pulled this tank. I think we're gonna have to drop the tank, put a fuel pump in it.
Oh.
Which it needs flushed anyway, because this car has been sitting for
A while.
I mean, if
And the amount of garbage that came off of
if
it.
the pregnancy tests are anything, 2012.
What?
There was two
There was pregnancy tests in the trunk.
They expired in 2020.
They're probably as old as the gas in this.
Oh my
Oh, we
goodness.
could check see if the car's pregnant.
I think it's a boy. Where are we going with
Sarah, this is not the first time your butt's been jacked up.
that? Getting pumped up. So we check the volume.
Two decent holes here. I'm just thinking of rid out, like, we could build something off of that, but
That was pretty auto.
you have like here. Maybe rib not something?
Can you have to modify this?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just in the corresponding.
Oh, watch the doors open.
Sorry, what?
It's like captive nut that's kind of captive.
Sort of captive?
I was gonna build that with this strip. We'll talk to the regulator over here.
Let's get off this.
Fuel pressure regulator.
I guess let's get some stands over so we can get this safe, I guess.
Oh, sir.
Sir, we don't do anything.
When have
safe.
we ever done that? Well, I'm trying to get
Not bad, okay.
I'm trying to get
fine.
Let me get my fucking head under it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Jesse under here.
Oh, we gotta talk to him about exhaust too.
Yep.
That being said, we need to get under the car and see how big of an exhaust we need to fit. But I don't think Pat wants like 3-inch or anything crazy. I think
So he's not gonna make power?
it's not his goal. His goal is to have a driver. He wants a K-Swap 87 Accord, not the most fastest K-Swap 87 Accord. So,
Sorry, she's going.
okay, let me see that next one. That's for the rear. I figured we're probably gonna need the rear up too, because we're gonna be playing the gas tank game. Yeah, fuck it, let it down.
Okay.
This caliper's not bolted on.
Can that fuse box stay there with that engine mount we need to go on that side? That frame rail looks completely different than the EF too, so
I think it can. That's a nut shirt right there. I think this can stay.
Okay.
I would love to keep this. I mean, as much as I'm all about wire tucking, there's no point in making it.
no, this isn't a show car. It just needs a run. So maybe someday down the road it gets wire tucked or whatever, but that's not for us at the moment. So
Okay, got this thing stripped down pretty good. Got the front traction bar off. This is where we're at currently. Got all the AC stuff off, all the extra power steering lines off. Trying to decide if we want to maintain this bracket or not. So we have standard Passport K flip mount. And it looks like it'll fit in there. Our concern is this is super flimsy. I'm thinking we might either completely drill out all these spot welds and just put a new bracket here, or maybe keep this and try to reinforce something, box this in, I don't know, figure out something here, but traction bars super similar to an EF, where the tow hook mounts here and then the bar actually mounts from the bottom, but
the width is different.
Yeah, we have an actual EF bar that we were talking about reusing. This is our just basic EF bar, but it's about 4 inches short on the side. So trying to determine, I think what we're gonna do is use the factory tow hook plates, weld on a new bar, and then just build custom radius rods. So I guess we're in the process of trying to figure out mounts real quick. We need to run back over to Jesse's house, pick up the engine. I have the trans here. We need to get the motor and trans bolted up so we can get this thing kind of hanging in here so we can see what's going to fit, and hopefully that pocket is actually in a decent spot so we can reuse the pocket and then maybe just build a bracket off of that mount that sits in the pocket. Went to Jesse's, picked up the engine, mated everything together, and this is where we're at currently. So it is currently hanging in the car. We've got a decent bit of clearance here, and a decent bit over here, and actually quite a bit back here. I was really surprised. So just in the process of trying to figure out exactly where we want to put it. I think it needs to go up a little bit more.
In the tilt situation.
Yeah, and it needs to roll a little bit just so we can make sure it's sitting correct. But once we kind of get it where we want it, then we can figure out bracket situation and then start building brackets off the frame rails over here, and then figure out what we got going on over
think
there.
this might have to go bye-bye, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah. The back is interesting. So it uses a mount right here. That's what these two threaded holes are. And then it actually, from factory, has this like dog bone mount that actually goes right here. So I don't think we're going to use that. We're going to try to figure out something for here, and then use a mount off to the trans somehow. But yeah, obviously it's just sitting here hanging, swanging. So going to keep fine-tuning this, see if we can't get this thing squared up a little bit more. Our adjustment here is all maxed out, so I'm probably gonna support the bottom of the engine, re-rig all this so I can get actually more height out of this, and then we can finalize everything and then start working on brackets and mounts and stuff. Up. So we found a mount that actually fits inside this pocket, so everything's good there. This is the K24 bracket that Hasport has. Cut the top off, shorten it down, and it looks decent actually. So a little fit in here, and you tighten some hardware down, but that side's good. And then on this side, this is also EF bracket, so it fits pretty well in there. So it's currently just kind of spot welded, heavy spot welds, but this is just a standard K bracket. So as soon as we get that all tacked up, put some big tacks in it, then the plan is to ditch the brace. It'll technically be hanging in here by itself, so we're still spot on level. There's technically a level down at the bottom of the pan that's close. The motor will need to roll just a slight bit, but we're just working on the side ones now, and then we'll get everything off and then get our other angle. I think we left off with sides are on. We've got all this stuff. Rear mount in the works, ran in the welding gas, but looks like we're going to be able to maintain factory dog bone. We've already started working on that. In the meantime, while we're waiting for welding gas, I pulled the dash apart. Believe it or not, this Accord is getting air conditioning. So we're completely going through new evaporator, new expansion valve, everything's new. Also, this guy hiding out in here, man, these windows are dirty. He is messing around with the gas tank because we need to put a wall bro in it. Check out this thing. Let me try to shine some light on this. Yuck. That is nasty. That is the wiring boot that is supposed to be up here. Like, this is literally flaking off. Look at that sock. Well, let me pass the camera over to Devin here and then to get you a look what's inside the pump.
Oh, it's chocolate pudding.
What's it look like in there, sir? Show the people. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Oh, that's not beautiful bean footage at all. Gross. It's hard to get light in there, but
Okay, well, that sucks.
it's like an au jus and pudding.
I mean, I like au jus. I just had some au jus for lunch. So I guess we'll need to, you know, at this point it doesn't even matter. We're gonna have to drop the whole thing. So, yeah, I guess that's where we're at currently. And like I was saying, I've already started pulling all this apart, get to the AC stuff. So, I'm gonna have to talk to this guy, let him know that we need a new hanger, new pump, new tank, new lines. Obviously, we were talking about using a new fuel filter, but yeah. Y'all want an update or what?
Yeah.
It's been all of about 3.5 seconds, actually. It's been a couple of days. But this is officially mounted in the vehicle. So, got the brackets all completely welded in. Can't really see a whole lot down there, but got them welded in, got them all painted up. Same with this side. Got this bracket all welded up. Cleaned up this pocket. This, again, was the factory pocket. And for the rear, still using Passport dog bone in the rear, custom bracket, and then supporting the backside with the bracket that actually welded the subframe. But it wait, what do you have to do? Like, you gotta shake. That ain't going nowhere.
You gotta check the strap.
Yeah, we gotta check that strap. That ain't going nowhere. So that's where we're at currently. While this was all out, we had to relocate the proportioning valve. So marked up and built a bracket for here to actually mount this back to the firewall again. And then these two brake lines, I'm gonna end up probably bending up and then re-terminating to here on the side. So as soon as that bracket gets dried, we'll bolt that back up to the shock tower there. There's some decent clearance down there, but you can see the rear mount. So this bracket is just a basic off-the-shelf Passport bracket. That is an off-the-shelf Passport dog bone, and then this is a custom bracket that mounted the subframe. So this vehicle, when it originally had the A20 in it, Jesse? A20,
Yeah.
2-liter thing. It actually used this pocket up here, so you can still see that's there. I was thinking about removing this, but it goes all the way down the firewall, and that kind of looks like a pain in the butt to remove. So I think we're just gonna end up leaving that there. But this is officially in. Our DC Sports header, K-Swap header, actually fits very well. I'll get some more video of that as soon as we get it all in and bolted up. I need to get a mid shaft in, so then we can measure up for axles. Our axle angle actually looks really, really good. So hopefully we don't have too much axle bind there. We don't have issues with the fork. But other than that, got a ton of room here between the alternator and the headlight bucket. I know that's sometimes an issue on like EFs and stuff.
The serpentine belt and the crank pulley look like they'd be easily serviceable.
Yeah, if we put this back on, so if we put this little upper radiator support piece back in, there should be a ton of room for a radiator. So I think the closest thing is probably going to be the alternator. That might come kind of close to it, but there should still be a good bit of room here. We measured up and we found that an Acura RSX radiator should go in here pretty easily. We're probably going to maintain the factory feet stay
Bracket?
holder bracket thing. Probably going to leave these here, and then I'll just modify the radiator to move that pin location. And then same with these. These are the factory pin holders too. So we'll put all that in. We're going to maintain factory AC condenser mounting, so all the lines and everything should go through this hole. Then at that point, hopefully, it'd be nice if we can use just off-the-shelf upper and lower radiator hoses as well. Devin's been over here working on some plumbing. He got new fuel filter installed, fuel pressure gauge, and then these AN lines made up. Comes around here, goes into our K motor fuel rail. So fuel pressure regulator, and then our return line goes and takes off back over there. Also, Devin was able to finish up this proportioning valve, brake proportioning valve relocate. Originally it's like right here, so it all had to get moved. So built a bracket for it, moved it, and then we shortened these lines down. These lines used to come way over here, so shortened these lines down, re-flared everything, so it's all super nice and tight now. So that's where we're at currently. Probably once we get these heater hoses in, try to figure out what's going on there, we'll probably end up making a shield for here, just to try to block heat and stuff from this header that's here. Jesse was able to get the whole front suspension torn apart, so we've got pretty much everything off on the front end. So spindles are off, lower control arms are off, upper control arms are off. Sway bar end links are toast. Like everything on this thing is really nasty. So you can see these bushings are just absolutely destroyed. So we're gonna be, we're gonna be replacing all of it. So new lower control arms with bushings. These ball joints are absolutely disgusting. So gonna be doing new upper control arms, new bushings, new ball joints, new sway bar end links, new struts, new lowering springs. The spindles are completely coming apart. They're getting new ball joints, new wheel bearings, extended wheel studs, new brakes, pads, rotors, the whole shebang. So looking at it, it looks like it just uses a standard style brake line. So I'm going to measure the length here, but I think we're going to try to put some stainless steel braided lines on this thing. I think that'd be nice. So yeah, other than that, we were trying to figure out a decent place to bring the wiring in. This car is obviously maintaining air conditioning. Normally we would bring in wiring over here, but since the evaporator, everything's still here, heater core still here, we actually decided to come right through here. So this piece, I don't know if you can see down in there, but the steering column coupler is down in there, and this thing is massive on this car. So there's a ton of room in there. So we're going to easily be able to route the wiring and then route it just all the way to the left. And then on this vehicle, the wiring, I don't really like this, but Honda decided, let's put the ECU under the driver's seat. So we are actually going to maintain this. So we're going to build an adapter that utilizes this stock bracket, and we can mount a K-series ECU where the stock bracket is. So all of our wiring that we've pre-made should end up running completely down the side and all the way up and over. So you can see that hole where we're going to bring the wiring in. So it should run right next to it. There's tons of room there. It should run right down into this channel and allow us to hide it under the carpet. Probably remove the dead pedal and run it under, and then all the way back and down. So yeah, that's where we're at currently. So what else is going on? The traction bar. I was actually able to finish up the traction bar. I think Devin's painting it currently. Let's go take a look, see how Devin's doing. So we have track rods. Track rods are getting a quick coat of paint. We got Heinz ready to go for that. I was able to finish up. That's still sitting over here. So we have a traction bar. So just utilized, these are the factory toe plates that are on the side. So reuse those, clean those up. Got some brackets. Welded up our brackets. Ta-da! We have a traction bar. So I need to finish scrubbing this down, wipe it with alcohol, and then we can paint this thing up, and then we can get this put on the car. I am super cold right now. We just had some crazy cold front come through. It's like high 40s, low 50s. Yeah, that's cold for us. But yeah, let me show you. So, got throttle cable and throttle bracket installed. Got the PCB, wow. The hose for the brake booster. Ran out to the brake booster. Got the entire wiring harness put on. Harness is on, spark plugs are in. There's a chassis harness or sub harness that we had built for this. It comes out with the engine harness and comes and wraps around. It comes over here to this dirty plug over here. It's tucked back in here. Jesse got the rack and pinion torn off. Got the front spindles completely blown apart. Rotors are off, calipers are off, calipers and everything are torn down. We still need to pull the ball joints out of the spindles, press the wheel bearings out, new wheel bearings, extended studs on just one side actually. This side already has extended studs. I don't know why they did studs on one side but not another, but yeah, also got the center console exhaust tunnel piece cut out. So for the shifter, remember we are wanting to keep the center console here and be able to keep it under there. So that's where we're at currently. I have made this adapter plate. So here's my template. So transfer the template over to this piece of aluminum. Need to cut it out and then we'll bend it up and we'll get it installed. Got a cardboard template, traced out our template onto this piece of aluminum. Ta-da! Need to go through, verify my marks here real quick, and then we'll go bend it real quick. Boom. There's one side. And there's the other side. So, let's go see how it fits. Shed some light on the subject. Oop. Okay, marked out. There's the front. Not too shabby. And there's our plate. A little bit of a gap at the front. That looks pretty good though. Just need to finalize these brackets. There's a front one and a back one. Need to drill out the plate. We can mount up the brackets. Get it thrown in. Love step beds. It's like the greatest thing ever. Until you ask too much of them and then they go dull really quick. deburr those up real quick and put it together. So bolt up to here. Ready to go. Yes, I did mix materials. I am mixing steel with aluminum. Don't care what you think, get over it. Shift plate sits down inside this. So once it's in the car, we can set this up, transfer these marks over, run some hardware. I'm just gonna probably reuse the factory rubber isolators that are in here. So should tighten down pretty decent. Out. Then once I check fit and finish of everything, this will actually all come apart because these are definitely going to have to get painted. So I'll paint both sides. Test fitted, everything's good. Pulled the brackets back off, painted the brackets, got the brackets put on. This is pretty much ready to go in. Only thing I'm waiting on is, so as soon as you put the box in, obviously the cables need to come out of here. So I'm waiting for, there's a piece that bolts in here, so I still need to modify, open this up so the cables can come through, and then it seals it back up. That's what that plate does. So plate should be here today. As soon as the plate gets here, we'll make a bunch more progress. But that's where it's at currently. So this is pretty much ready to bolt in once you get that plate on there.
Got the suspension all put back together. We ended up using off-the-shelf B-series axles. Actually fit this thing pretty good, and they're within spec. Obviously the passenger went to the driver, driver went to the passenger because the mid-shaft points a different direction. But the brakes are all together. This side already had extended studs for some weird reason, so we ended up rebuilding the whole front end and doing wheel bearings and ball joints and new brake lines. Pat found some new speed springs, brand new in the box for one of these cars, which is a miracle to me. We have serpentine belt is on. We are going to end up running a Innovative Mounts cable to hydro setup, so that clutch line actually is kind of running under the intake manifold, and we'll go down here. We'll end up building some sort of, Bryant will probably build a bracket for the cable to hydro to sit on. We'll get that kind of squared away. We have a K-tuned intake setup that's kind of mocked up here. We're waiting on an air intake temp sensor. We're still waiting on a radiator, which all that stuff I think will be here today, if I remember correctly. Bryant built this nifty little battery box and ran cables and everything already. We had to modify the cover just ever so slightly to make the wiring work there, but for the most part it is coming together. The off-the-shelf DC Sports EF K-Swap header fits great. As you can see, it gives tons of clearance. Bryant built a really nice exhaust system for it that's all 2.5 inch all the way back, doesn't touch anything, so it looks pretty good. Try and get to the back of the car. A little, it's a DC Sports universal muffler.
So got new condenser mounted. Got all the AC lines made, crimped up. Intakes back on. Trying to button up little odds and ends. We had the carpet pulled out, so we can clean it real quick. It definitely needs quite a bit more cleaning, but got the new K-Series ECU put in. Factory ECU for these cars actually mounts under the driver's seat, so when we redid all the wiring, had all the wiring coming back to here so we can tie into all of this. But got the S2000 cluster. Man, there's a bad glare. Got the S2000 cluster hooked up. Need to go through it all, make sure everything functions correctly. Center console put back in. Kind of just putting this thing back together. So need to working on a tune right now. I'm gonna upload a tune and we just put like 5 gallons of gas in it. So we're gonna try to start it, set some fuel pressure, and bleed the cooling system. The front bumper's back on, and we got it. Front bumper was not on. A lot of the hardware is either missing, broken, stripped out. There's some hardware that literally we can't get anything in it at all. So we're gonna have to try to, or he's gonna have to source a bunch of stuff. But at least the front bumper is back on. Devin was able to space out the front bumper. This whole corner was smashed in, so we had to find the right size spacer, just make everything space out correctly. So it was able to space out, but it does run and drive. We are close. Cooling system pressure tests great. I just need to finish topping off fluids. Oh, when we put these Koenig wheels are off of my wife's car. So she got new wheels, and these have just been sitting here, and it sounds like he may just leave these on here, but it still has track rubber on it. But I mean, they look okay. They're better than the LS meshies that were on here that were all messed up. But alright, so after running into a ton of issues with wiring, go figure, it's a 1987 car. It runs really well actually. So it runs good, idles good. Jesse's valve adjust sounds spot on. So right at 800. Air fuel ratios look great. Like yeah. Just need to bleed some fluid real quick. Top off the coolant, charge the AC. Definitely need to figure out something's going on with either the ignition switch or the main relay. Like, it's super finicky, so we're fighting with that because it'll intermittent shut the fuel pump on and off. So yeah, it's a quick update for you guys. So that's where we're at. We're getting close to shipping this thing. Excited, can't wait for the next project. Got this thing put together, gonna go for a first test drive.